bow, 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 welcome
I
to
I
the podcast. Bow, 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 bow,
This is the first edition of a podcast with myself, M. West, and Sprayberry Crunch.
So,
Uh, we're testing out the waters and seeing how things go, and just trying to figure out step by step. Name to come soon, and be on the lookout for more episodes of just two bros talking about different things. Right?
that's the
Uh,
name right there, dude.
two bros talking about things. I like
Just
it.
two bros talking about different things, dude.
Yeah. What's going on, Spray? What are we discussing today?
Dude, what's going on with you, man? It is January 18th, 2025. We are into the new year, man. What do you got going on, man? You got plans for this new year. We're in January.
Hmm.
New year, new West, dude. I wanna hear what things you're trying to get into, man. I wanna know where your head's at, man. What's
Well,
the
it's
space?
for me. It's not
What's the
New
drive?
Year, New West. It's like continued West when it comes to like the content stuff in terms of still being consistent, still taking healthy breaks. I'd like to add a few additional things which I started last year, which was doing more podcasting. I haven't done any like self improvement books, which I am big on, like motivational things. Like they stay in your head for like I don't know, like 10 days or 30 days, and after that they leave. So, you constantly have to kind of refresh your brain with motivation or self-help books.
What
Um,
what self-help books do you enjoy like reading self-help books? Like maybe that's a good question, dude. Like do you read them front to back, Are you is there any ones that like you really enjoy?
the last one I read has probably been about a year. It was The Simple Art of Not Giving a F, and I thought that was
Yeah.
really good, right? Like it says like this is a small thing, this is a big thing, and we tend to worry about all these small things that are happening in life. Well, we really should be prioritizing ourselves on these big things that actually mean something. And I thought that book was super helpful.
I always feel like I've read that one and I think that one was really good. I kind of need to go back to that one and like just re-up on it because there are a lot of things in that one that are kind of staple moving forward. But I'm very like hit and miss on self-help books. Like
Okay.
I tried to read the what is it, the 5 a.m. Club.
What's that?
It's like I don't know. I feel like there's two types of self-help books, right? So before I explain it, there's the ones that are just kind of like the subtle art where it just gives you information and it's like here you go. Here's some things that like you should do and incorporate into your life,
Mhm.
Very simple, And then there's ones that are like story based and they try to create this narrative and it's uh a one page thing, that they push into, you know, 300 pages, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I don't have time to read all that. Like
Well,
somebody help me just read the book.
well, no, you don't have to read it. You can okay, do you feel like are cheating?
No, no, I like audiobooks, but even with audiobooks, like I kind of understand like so for let me explain a little bit more.
Okay.
So for the 5 a.m. club, it's the basic concept is like, hey, if you get up at 5 a.m., like there's 2 more hours in the day that you can kind of do whatever you want with.
Mhm.
Like you can work out, before anybody else gets up, or you can work on stuff on the computer, or like, it's like getting a jump on the day, kind of
Right.
thing. And I'm like, that's cool. I get it. But so the book itself is like takes that concept and they like put it into a story
Mhm.
and they have like these characters that they develop and the characters like aren't very like they're not developed very well, know? And there's like all these like cheesy like catchphrases. They're like trying to be like one guy's an artist and he's like trying to be really cool and like chill. And the other character's like a businesswoman and she's like trying to be like very like, oh, I just business and drink coffee all day, And I'm
Mhm.
just like, oh God, like this is such a pain to read. Like their character development is horrible. And I'm like, just tell me what it is. Like, all right, you got to get up at 5 a.m. so you have a little more
Mhm.
time. Good to go. There we go. Whole book explained.
Well, okay, so I think that's like with anything else in this world. So that book may have some great concepts, but their story building, how they deliver it to you, doesn't holds your attention. It takes too long to build up,
Terrible.
it's not a great book for you, but for somebody else it might ring true. But I have heard that like most successful people are up super early in the morning.
Mhm.
They spread their bed. They're working out. They're doing all these different things. And I didn't start doing those things because I heard that it was a good thing. I just found those things to be very beneficial to myself when I started
Mhm.
fasting. I would get up earlier to kind of work out or run, to look at the news, to get a jump start. Yeah, and really, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was trying to get away from my kids. I
Yeah.
need private time. So either you stay up super late or you get up super
It's true.
early.
True.
And as I got up earlier, so I'll get up at 5, my kids will get up at 6. I get up at
Mhm,
4,
mhm.
my kids get up at 5. So like they're like on my heels, like,
They
oh,
know,
dad's up
dude.
early.
They're on it.
That's what's happening. And so I'm up early and early. At one point I was getting up at 4:30, 4 o'clock, and my wife was like, I'm not feeling that. You need to
Yeah.
stop. You need to stay in bed a little bit longer. But
What time are
I'm
you going to bed in that point?
9 or 10 o'clock, essentially.
Gotcha.
So like I'm not someone that I'm getting like 7.5, 8 hours, 7.5
Mhm,
hours
mhm,
on average of sleep. So I get enough sleep and I feel good when I wake up in the morning, and
mhm,
then I'm
mhm.
fasting throughout the day. But I start to like go down around 4 o'clock, and I really struggle because now I'm at the end of my fasting window. All the energy that I've gotten from fasting and drinking a bunch of water and working out, all that's gone. That's depleted. So usually around 4 or 5 o'clock, I'm
Do
spent.
you, like, drink coffee or energy drinks or anything like that, through the day?
Yeah,
Were you fasting all day too? Like,
I snort pre workout in the morning, and then
okay.
have a cup of coffee, and it's usually like
Wife spits it in your mouth, dude? Yeah.
with like keto creamer and that different stuff. So like I'll have a cup of but I think I like the act of the process of going through these steps in my morning. I wake up, I have some water, I have some vitamins, I have my pre-workout, and then 2 hours later, my wife gives me a cup of coffee. And I don't really love coffee, but I feel like it's
Mhm.
a part of my day that that I enjoy, like just as a process. So
You
I
hitting
do
like
have
that
coffee. Yeah.
Are you hitting that, like, 4 o'clock, like, coffee too? Like, I try to,
No,
like, cut myself off around then, but
I don't like
dude,
coffee that much. Like
I still have a little bit of a cup.
if I came to your house and you're like, Wes, I'm gonna make you my special blend of coffee, and it was absolutely disgusting to me, I would still drink it that exact same way that you gave it. I wouldn't add sugar. I wouldn't add extra milk. I would drink it how you gave it to me because I'm not a huge coffee drinker. And however
Okay.
you gave it to me, I'd be like, this is how he makes it. I'll try it this way, and I'd finish
Good
it.
enough.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
Oh, man. So you're
Yeah.
you're a very, like, regimented person as it is too, and I think we've talked about that
Hmm.
before too, where it is
Yeah.
like, dude, do you ever feel like like you like your day is just, like, totally out of whack, like, if you miss any of those things? Like, if you're, like, I guess if you're on vacation or, like, you gotta travel or anything like that, do you still, like, find time to, like, fit those things in?
Don't interview me, Sperry. I see what you got going
Well,
on here. Okay, I'll answer. I'll
I'm not
answer.
trying to, dude. I just I want to know
Um.
because for me, like I went on. I'll tell you. I went on
Mhm.
vacation recently, right? And we went to Orlando and we did
Mhm.
all the things, And I'm a pretty like I like to say I'm pretty regimented. I kind of
Mhm.
fall in and out of the things a little bit, but I was trying to make it like a staple to like get into. There was like a hotel gym, So I try to get to the hotel gym. And everybody was just like,
Excuse
"Dude, you're
me.
on vacation, man. Just chill." I'm like, "No, like if I don't do this, like I don't feel as good, you know what I mean? Like so I need that.
I was like that for a really long time, and there was something that happened in my life that changed it. And so, like, if
Mhm.
even when it was like Thanksgiving or the holidays, I would be like, "Yo, I have to get my workout in." I didn't follow these steps throughout the day, and then I'd feel like the weird thing inside me where I didn't feel okay. And then when we go out to dinner, I'd be like, "I can't eat this because I'm on this strict diet and I'm doing these different things." I started woodworking, and that changed
Oh,
my
nice.
perspective on a lot of things because with wood you can't finish it all in one day. And no matter how well you cut things and how perfect you try to be, there's going to be imperfections. And a lot of
Yeah.
times, 9 times out of 10, whoever sees the work that you did be like, oh, that looks amazing. And you're like, well, that fucking corner over there, I shaved down and it's 1 milli-inch all the way up. And so doing a bunch of woodworking projects kind
Yeah.
of taught me some type of patience. So I'm okay breaking habits and rituals for family and friends. We go out to eat. Ah, fuck the fasting. It's the weekend. My kids want to have something. They want to go out to breakfast. I don't care about that. I miss a workout because I'm doing something with the family or I'm on vacation. I've been on vacation and on trips
Mhm.
or business trips where I'm in the room. I can't get to the gym, but I'm doing push-ups and I'm walking back and forth and I'm pacing and driving myself crazy. And I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm not gonna die if these things don't happen. So that changed how I saw things, and I'm very regimented, but I'm very flexible and okay if things don't happen how I want them to happen.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I try to take that approach sometimes too, you know.
Mhm.
I'm less I think you think about it too. Like I have a construction job, so I'm like if I miss my workout this morning, like I'm gonna be lifting heavy things like all day, you know.
Yep. There you
Or
go.
I'll get home and I'll I've got like some little like pull up bars like in the garage too. So I'll just like knock out a rep of something and call it good. I guess I don't go for like full workout, anymore. I'm like, okay, like as long as I did like a push up, I'm good today.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it does feel good once I can get a full workout in, and so, like, right now I'm doing this, power se or 75 something with Nug and a few other people, but he didn't really give me all the rules. You need to work out or do something, at least a 30-minute workout every day at minimum. You
Mhm.
need to read a book, and then you need to eat healthy, and I'm like, "Yo, you didn't even tell me about the book part." Okay." So, for me, the first part of it, what's important is Imma just go ahead and do something every single day. So before stream today, which would be the 6th day, I went ahead and, I ran for a mile, and then I got dressed like I always do and get prepared for my stream. So, I feel like so long as I'm doing something or I'm putting some effort to kinda participate in the program, I'm happy, and that's
So it's
kinda
like
where I
a
landed with it.
okay, I get so it's like a comfort zone thing. Like you're kind of pushing yourself out of that comfort zone, or just like accomplishing a thing, right?
I really like accomplishing at least one minor thing a day, and that's kind of
Hmm.
what the working out helps me do. So like a part of like my brain is like you have to be in control of something, and something has to be accomplished for the day. And sometimes that one thing that I can get in or I can succeed and be successful at is working out. And so I'll reach for it as hard as I can, and that gives me some type of pleasure. I can kind of go. I try to do everything that I set out to do when it comes to like,
Hmm.
picking up the kids, home stuff, whatever those things are that I have to get done. But for me personally, just that one workout kind of release those, I guess, endorphins in my brain and I feel I can kind of be easy.
Well, you're like you got a lot of like things going on and projects and stuff like that. Is there anything like you do that like maybe you put off for a little while? Because like I like always think about like my guitar playing, and I've
Mhm.
played guitar for so many years, and I haven't really over the last like many months, and I'm just kind of like, oh, I should play guitar, or I'm just like wasting, like almost like wasting that talent or something like that. Is there anything like I don't know, do you have the same kind of thing or is just like doing one thing okay with you?
Spurry, I think about that all the time, but I feel like I take a step back sometimes, and I think it's
Mhm.
important for all us men to do that sometimes. And I'm like, hey, what have I done today? Well, I had a meeting with this friend, and I checked up on that person, and I was there for my kids, and I spent time with my wife, and I prepared some content, and I got this content out over here, but I didn't touch this one. So every single day, I feel like I'm pulling different levers and switches
Mhm.
enough to kind of make me feel good about what I've gotten done. And in terms of like, what's the one thing that I miss out on that I wish I could do? I don't really get a chance to game. I only really game when I stream, and I do miss playing games for more leisure.
Yeah.
And if I jump into a game, then I feel like, hey, what else could I have been doing? Or who else could I have been spending time with? Or in the evening time, do I sit in here and play games, or do I sit out there with my kids and spend time
Mhm.
with them? And so I opt to kind of be with my family versus playing a little bit more Path of Exile and leveling up past Elon.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Good luck, dude. I heard he's cheating, dude. Maybe
he's 100% cheating.
he's got bots programmed to play for him or something like that.
Now he has people that are running for his account. Like Elon's like, yo, I'll pay you, $1,000, run my account, get me to level 97, whatever it takes, grind it up. If you need
Mhm.
some overtime to do this, go ahead, knock it out. Like he paid for a high level 97 account that's been boosted.
Yeah.
Easy.
That's Dude, see me in the Path of Exile 2 courts, man. Head to head. 1v1. Let's go. He
Yeah,
wanted to know how to play, bro.
he didn't like that at all that people exposed him. So I don't know, like don't bullshit the Path of Exile community. They seem like a very loyal but very
Mhm.
knowledgeable community, and the only thing that they ask of you is don't bullshit them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I think that's the same with any game, right? I mean, like, if you're bragging that you beat all of Elden Ring, and it's like, okay, did you actually beat it all? Or did you just like, beat the last boss for the last hit as somebody handed you the controller real quick? Like, do it. Quick, press X.
Well, he didn't just beat it. He claimed to be the top like 10th or one. There's like a leaderboard of who are the best top players. So like you're going through those maps or those
Mhm.
modes, and you're trying to clear it out as fast as possible. And from Strauss's explanation, it sounds like if you die, you lose your character. So there's that part where you can't die, or as it's permadeath. You're gone. And so he's ranked number 9 in the world.
Mhm.
How'd you do that? How are you so
Yeah.
good, but you don't know like the basics of the game? Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't mix.
He's got rockets he's got to do surgery on. He can't be playing that all the time.
He's not. He's full of shit. That's what he is.
Exposed. We knew it, dude. We knew we would expose you on this podcast.
But do you ever think that if to once you become so successful that you just want to win at everything and you can't stand the thought of losing or being last place at anything? Do you think
You
he's at that
know,
level?
I don't know. So I personally battle with that because I'm an Aries, and so I've got just competitive nature, like born into me. Like,
Mm,
but I would say I don't know. It comes. I can't say for certain one way or another because it comes in spells. Because I'll play Fortnite with the kids, and it's like, let's do a competition, and I'm like, I'm winning this thing, Like I'm gonna beat that ass. But then sometimes I lose, and I'm just like, yeah, no, it was cool, like
You seem
it's
so like
fine.
such a really chill guy. I've never gotten you're great. I think you're great at games. You have like a really great gaming IQ. Maybe it comes from playing guitar or your muscle memory, but you don't
Mhm.
strike me as someone that's overly competitive. Like, yeah, I can do that. I'll beat this game. No, no problem. But
I
you've never been like, yo, Wes, you suck. Come fight me. Challenge me at this game. I'll show you that I am the man. I've never gotten that type of vibe from you.
I think it's like it's kind of like a friendly rivalry, I would say. Like
Mm-hmm.
if we like played Mario Kart or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely a side to it that I get. I mean, I want to win, like if like money was on the line, I'd be like, oh, dude, I want to win this. But I don't know. I think it depends on the situation. If we're team based and like I was the reason why we lost, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna feel terrible. But if I'm the reason why we won, dude, I'm if I'm getting that MVP, dude, just, I'm pushing it, man. I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also like a maturity thing too. Like I see the kids like kind of freak out,
Mm-hmm.
if they lose a level or do something like that. And I'm just kind of like, man, I don't want to act that way. Like I'm an adult, I want to like show up and also I think it's like the ability to kind of be a role model in those situations too, where I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, like I just lost and I just took it really well, like
Mm-hmm.
and next time I'm gonna beat that ass. But I don't know, man. I also play a lot of games too.
Mhm.
So like you and I were playing Marvel
Rivals?
Rivals last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was freaking awesome, man. I was having a blast. But
Mhm.
it was also like you could kind of ride the vibe a little bit too. Like we won that one game. Like dude, we trounced everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
35 kills or something each, and it was like
Yep.
heck yeah, man. And then right
Excuse me.
after that, it was like we got killed like 35 times each,
Right.
kind of thing. So I think like in those kind of situations, I'm like it's fine, man. Like I'm just having fun with my buds, like
Mhm.
it's not a big deal. And at the end of the day, I mean that's really the thing is like it's a game. Like if you're not having fun playing the game, like why even play it? Like there's gonna be wins and losses, Just be okay with it. Have
I
fun.
I used to be highly competitive, and then after I have kids and I stopped caring. But then
Mhm.
when I'm on Twitch or I'm surrounded by a lot of gamers, a lot of people are super competitive. But I realize like if I go into my natural state of I'm gonna be super competitive, I'm gonna talk shit, I'm gonna beat the shit out of anyone I play with.
Mhm.
I feel like I don't I lose friends, not because I'm good, but because of what it takes to kind of get there and the
Mhm.
amounts of focus. I'm not having fun. I'm not playing. I'm not shooting the shit. I'm just locked into doing this one thing. And so for that reason, you're like, oh, Wes, you're not good at games. Well, I don't give a shit about beating you at this. Like I'm over here to
Yeah.
really I just want to talk some shit with you and have some drinks if I can. But I used to be highly competitive a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, and if I didn't win, I'd be pissed off. And now I feel a lot better in this state where I'm just having fun most of the time with my friends, and
Mhm.
I want to do okay, like when I stream games and things like that. But I think sometimes when I mess up or I'm lost, people enjoy that more, or they start screaming. I used to have some wild friends that would just like make it super uncomfortable to mess up on stream. And
Mhm. Mhm.
now in in today's stream or like in current streams, if I mess up, people are more locked in. Like, no, go over there. You missed it.
Mhm.
Oh no, I'll help you get. Trust me, I will backseat the shit. Go
Oh,
there
yeah.
and here, and I'm like, so when I don't do things good, you guys are okay with it, and you want to help me more. Okay,
Yeah.
sold, right? So I do enjoy those types of things, and
Yeah.
I don't always have to feel the pressure of being like super accurate or knowledgeable about certain games.
Mhm. 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 Yeah, I would say like streaming definitely helps out a lot too.
Hmm.
Like I'm a terrible shit talker too. Like if the more games we play, you'll notice more and more often. I feel like bad like
Mm.
shit talking anybody. And I'm terrible at it too. I'm like, "Hey, nice job being bad at this game. You suck worse." I'm like stumbling over it. It's like so awkward for me, I'm just, "Oh, you can't shoot that gun properly."
So yeah,
So
I think being a musician and stuff, you got a lot more rhymes and jokes than you let on. But I do want to circle back to something you asked me in the
yeah.
beginning. What goals and things that I have?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I've never gotten a chance to ask you what are some of Sperry's goals?
My goals change all the time, man. And I was talking to Elle about this the other day because we're very into the idea. Like, I don't know if you know this, but I watch a lot of like tarot readings, just kind of designed around myself, just to kind of like help boost the positivity around my life a little bit, and just the same. I see the same as like the help self help books, and stuff like that.
Okay.
But um,
And I didn't know that
so
about you, and I can't say that word, so keep going.
the tarot reading,
I can't
tarot.
say it. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say it. I don't want to get into it here. Just
Okay, it's
know
all
that
good.
that is a struggle point for me.
No worries, no worries. I'll say it for you.
Thank
Just
you.
just go to mouth it, and I'll say it over it. Tarot, tarot.
There we go.
Anyway.
I said it.
Okay, there we go. But no, man, it's a weird balance between, I would say, manifestation
Hmm.
and allowing the universe to provide what the universe is going to provide, in my life. And so I have things that I would like to happen, but I also kind of take those things with a grain of salt. And so if it doesn't happen, then I'm okay with it too. So this year I would really like to hit partner,
Okay.
and on Twitch. I think that'd be cool. Mostly mostly for the fact that
Oh, why'd you laugh? Why'd you laugh?
well, just because it's one selfish reason, and the only reason why I want to hit Twitch partner is because when we go to TwitchCon, I want to see what's in that Twitch partner room. You know what I'm saying? I want to go back there, dude. I want to find out what the this secret organization is up to.
Well,
It's probably really cool.
this may sound cliche, but I feel like you are partner material, and you're partner in my eyes, right? I think you have all the
Oh,
makings
dude,
of a
thanks,
highly
man.
creative person that can deal with large crowds, and you have the experience. So, I think as you grow as a content creator, partner will come, and it'll feel just like a very natural part of what you've already done in life, in terms of entertaining large audiences through music and things like that.
Thanks, bro. That means a
Hmm.
lot to me, bro.
Hmm.
I think you are too, dude. I think we'll both hit partner and get to explore that. And that secret cave they got in the back, partner only, man. I'm stoked. But I mean, if it doesn't happen, I'm okay with that too. I've considered going the opposite direction too, and like, exiling my affiliate, status and just streaming without commercials or anything like that too. But
Mm,
that comes with its pluses and minuses as well. But aside from Twitch, I'm constantly trying to upgrade myself. So, fitness is a big part of my life. So I'm always trying to, if I can, run more races. Be faster, stronger, just feel healthier.
okay.
I'd like to be a better dad, spend more time with the kids, make sure they're getting everything they're needing, and they're getting a little older too, so there's different emotions that are coming up and things like that. And
Yeah.
just every time I spend some more time with them, like I try to find ways to like get on their level a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
better kind of thing. And I think that's really hard to do. Like you've come through 25, 30, 40 years of your life, and then you have somebody who's got 5 years or 10 years, of their life. And they don't understand, like how easy it is just to do this one thing, or just to act a certain way. So
Mm-hmm.
I try to like really bring myself back to that like mindset, with them. And overall, I mean, just be a good dad, be a good fatherly figure, I would like to. I'm always down to like start things too. So I always feel like the things that I'm involved with kind of lead to things that
Mm-hmm.
I'm not currently aware of. So I'm kind of interested to see what new opportunities arrive through this year and what I
Okay.
could kind of like recognize and grasp onto, I would say.
Can I go ask you a question about the dad? Are you trying to be a good dad, or are you just kind of letting it flow and be a good dad? Like, it seems like you are putting extra effort and pressure on yourself, and you're already a chill dude. You're very maybe kids always find their parents lame, right? So like, dad,
Yeah.
you're so lame. But you seem like I'd if you're my dad, I'd be cool with that. So I'm just saying.
I do a little bit of both. Sometimes I just let them be themselves, and I mean, at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, I would say that's what kids really want is they
Yeah.
just want somebody to kind of let them be themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I also find myself like how do I explain this? I would say I find myself like bringing my experiences and like maybe my traumas, up to this point in life, like into the situation when I'm trying to like deal with something or
Okay.
understand where they're coming from, stuff like that. So I feel in those situations like I'm trying to be a better, I guess, a better human overall and just understand like their point of view on certain things.
I hear you. We're all trying to be better versions than what our parents were to us. But I
Hmm.
think
Hmm.
in today's time, even though we're older, we are more open to communication and conversation. A lot of things that our parents did with us weren't exactly the best, but they were here and we're alive, right? So
Hmm. Yeah.
I know I think our age range in our group, we're a little bit more open with the kids and trying to figure out what works best for them and trying to hear them out. And I think the next generation is going to be a lot more healthier and
Hmm.
confident about themselves is my
Yeah.
hope. Yeah.
I think so too. I actually told I don't know if you've ever like had this conversation with your kids or anything like that, but I
Mm-hmm.
I told my son a few years ago, like, hey man, I don't know how to be a dad, and that kind of like shocked him, like it was something
What do
I'd
you mean,
known how to
Dad? You're
do.
dad.
Exactly, yeah, it's something that like kind of shocked him, and
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, man. I was like, I'm learning this just as you are like learning life, I was like,
Hmm.
you've got 10 years of life experience, and I've got, 10 years of dad experience, that I'm trying to like figure out kind of thing.
Hmm.
And like, so we're and that kind of like put a interesting perspective for him too, where he's like, oh,
Hmm.
I thought you've always been, like a dad, I'm like, no, and it's cool. I think it's cool to I often think about like the stumbles, that I've had along the dad journey, I would say, and I see other dads, who are also learning, and that really I would say that really helps things out a lot. I'm like, okay, I'm not as bad as I think I am, or I'm not, I'm doing a good job. Like I'm staying even keeled, so it's good.
I I mentioned on stream a few weeks ago, I was like, we're all just big kids with more experience, right? So
Mhm.
we're able to see the things that our kids are doing and know, like,
Yeah.
hey, if you stand on that crate, you're gonna really fall and hurt yourself. Why?
Hmm.
Because I stood and fell and hurt myself. So I just feel
Yeah.
like we're still kids at heart, but we just have some experience with us, and we're learning with our kids at the same time how to deal with issues, how to work through being upset, just like all those different things, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, we're all figuring it out together, and I think dads and moms across the world are going through the exact same thing. We're all struggling. Every time I talk to like a director or a VP or somebody at work, and he tells me an issue that he's having with his wife or with that his house or with his kids, I'm like, I'm I had that. That's so strange. And so, like,
Yeah.
we're all leading very similar lives, just humans going through life trying to figure shit out.
Yeah. Well, that
Yeah.
that crate, example you just brought up is perfect too, because then it's
Mhm.
it's like, hey, don't stand on that. Like you're gonna fall, and it's like, no, I'm good. Don't worry about me, Dad. I got this, and it's like,
Oh,
okay, like that's fine. Like
it.
you'll figure it out.
I mentioned that because it happened in Hawaii. We were on a family vacation. My son stuck his hand in a pond, and he was standing up on this ledge or crate thing, and it was a bunch of
Mhm.
like really tiny, cute fish. And I looked at him. I said, "Hey, get out of that. You're gonna fall. You're gonna slip and hurt yourself."
Mhm.
Totally
Mhm.
ignored me.
Mhm.
It's like I didn't even speak to him. I walked off. I walked off to the side. Warm rain was kind of coming down. I was like, I'm gonna just sit
Uh,
down and watch this. Boom, 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 boom. He falls down, hits the ground, smacks himself. He pops back up and looks at me, and I'm like, yeah,
oh yeah.
let's go. And my wife is
Yeah.
like, hey, are you okay? You're not gonna? No, I'm not gonna ask. He
Mhm.
fell and he hurt himself. He's learned a valuable lesson. Dad knew what he was talking about, and I didn't hit him with a "I told you so." I just walked away, shook my head, and let's go.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. I'm not even gonna ask you if you're fine. I know you're fine. Nothing's broken. Let's go. Right.
Yeah.
So
That's then we get that often. It's like, "Hey, are you hurt?" It's like, "No, I'm okay," and you're like, "Okay. Didn't Are you gonna do that again?" "No, I'm good." I got my son, I have my son and then I have two stepkids too, but my son
Mhm.
is very like he almost like seeks it out a little bit too,
Mhm.
like he'll like start these like wrestling battles or like pinch battles, which are, dude, I freaking hate those, man. They're the worst. It's like right at bedtime. He's like, "Hey, yeah, you know what sounds really good? Like let's have a pinch battle." And I'm like, "Boy, like I will no, like I don't want this. Like, this is terrible."
Oh man. My son, he's the kid. You bring him to the playground, you turn your head, you look back, and he's at the top. You're like, you're gonna break your arm or your leg. It's gonna
Mhm.
happen. You need to stop. And no matter where we take him, he's always that kid that's always at the top of something. I'm like, he hasn't learned his lesson yet, but it's
Yeah.
gonna come. It's gonna come. And I swear, my wife gets so mad because like when we first started to call you, like, Wes, you seem so low energy and dry. That's how I
Yeah.
talk to them when they're doing dumb stuff. Like, okay, let's go. You hurt? It's just time to go
Yeah.
home now. We're done with the
Mhm.
park for today, and we just leave. I don't even ask to see if they're okay. I'm done because I talked to you too many
You are done.
times.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Did you ever like break a have you ever broken a bone, or like did you break your arm or leg or something like that as a kid or anything like
I
that?
didn't break anything, but this arm almost cut all the way off. There's stitches from one side to the next, and then I stabbed my foot. Glass went straight through my foot, and then I had like hernia surgery, so I got slit open in my guy regions in several sections. So like I think everybody has to have at least three major injuries, and I
Mhm.
may have broken
Mhm.
my tailbone. I don't know for certain, but of
That
those are the major
one
things, huh?
that one is dude, I I was talking to a friend the other day about possibly breaking my tailbone years ago too.
There's nothing you can do except be in pain. That's
Nah,
it.
nah, dude. Yeah, you sit on a donut and you call it good, man. And then
Yeah.
I don't know, later down the road, you get a little sharp pain in there. You're like, I don't know if it is broken.
From
Yeah,
snowboarding. When you asked me,
probably.
West, have you snowboarded? That's where I got it from. I went my
Oh, is
first
it
time
really?
snowboard, fell flat on my ass hard, and
Oh man,
that's how it happened. So
it's like on a rail, or was it just on this like ice?
Just on the ice, not even going down, just like loading up or something, just like in the place where you start to before you get on the lifts, just that's it.
Oof.
Just yeah,
Did you was that at the beginning of the day or the end of the day?
beginning of the day.
Did you go the rest of the day?
Yes, I did. We got to rock. We got.
I don't know,
I'm
man, you know?
I'm here to lock in. We're here for the
I
day.
I went on a date with this girl one time
Mhm.
and took her up snowboarding, and this like there were so many signs that this was going to be a rough date, you know,
Mhm.
and we went nightboarding, but I we like took one lift over to this like little park area, you know,
Mhm.
and I'd hit a couple little jumps, you know, and stuff like that, but I'm here to impress, you know.
Mhm.
So I go and I'm like, all right, and I full send off of this little jump, dude, and just go whoop, you know, and land butt first. Hard enough that other people that were there, this is like night skiing too, and parks all lit up, you know, and stuff like that. Other people there were watching and they were just like, "Ooh, damn!" Like, "Oh, are you okay, bro?" You know, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'll be fine." You know, and
S
I was absolutely not fine, and had to keep it together for the rest of the day. You know, and I was like, finally, I was like, "Okay, I gotta go." Like, wait, like it's getting late. It's pretty cold out. You know, maybe
Mhm.
we should head back into town. You
Mhm.
know. It's just- Definitely not because I can't stand up correctly, but,
Someone check my briefs for blood, not boxers,
yeah,
but
exactly.
briefs.
Yeah. Good thing I
Um,
wore red.
yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, man, crazy, dude, crazy stuff. Dude,
yeah.
sounds like we got some good stuff, man.
Yeah, I do want to mention one thing. So this year you mentioned that you wanted to become partner. And there's
Uh-huh,
some
mhm,
times where I have some streams where I'm like, hey, I'd love to put this thought in my head. I'd like to do this thing. And
mhm,
then I feel like my common sense kicks in and I'm like, hey, this is a good stream, a good day, or so put it out of your mind. So like I'd love to get there one day myself, like you.
mhm, mhm,
But
mhm,
I don't think I will, and I don't want to disappoint myself. But I do want to say that I'm thankful for. I'm not just saying it, but for the people. Like I started off, and I just wanted to know if I could stream successfully, if I could have
mhm.
it go and not crash, and I was able to do that. And then people came in, and then a couple years back, I thought I was doing it because I had 5 or 10 friends in my stream, and I was like, I'm the bomb. And now I look at myself and I'm like, wow, you've exceeded all of that. So
Mhm.
how can I not be super thankful and grateful for where I am and want more from this? And I've already gotten so much. So for me,
True.
I feel like I won a long time ago, and everything that's been happening with content, with friends, with opportunities. It's just all this fun icing, and I get
Mhm.
to engage with people in this very unique and fun way. And if it happens, if it gets close enough, I'll celebrate it and I'll be happy. And if not, I'm celebrating and I'm happy right now
Yeah,
for the people that stop by and spend time with me. So I just wanted
yeah.
to add that part in since you mentioned being partner.
No, I think that's a great mindset, man. You know, like
Hmm.
I think it is, and I don't know how you feel like after streams or if you kind of get to a point like I think about it often where I guess I'm like very I mean like obviously like anybody coming in and I say it on my stream all the time too where I'm like
Hmm.
hey if one person comes in and says
You
hi
do.
like that's insane to me, you know you
Hmm.
know? I'm like, "Yes, dude." Somebody I mean, my good friend Monozaki raids over with, like, 100 people, you know, and my mind is, like,
Damn.
blown, like, "Oh my gosh, dude." Just, like and even like, it doesn't have to be a big raid too, like, one person comes in and says hi, like, my world has changed, you know? One person raids, like, you know, they picked me out of anybody else they coulda raided, you know? I'm like, my mind is blown, there's billions of people on Twitch, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, like, but but I definitely, go through those times where I'll have, like, a really good day, you know, and then I'll have, like, a terrible stream where it's, like, an off night, you know, and, like, I'm
Yeah.
just not feeling it, and, like, everybody else is
Hmm.
kinda not feeling it, you know? I'm
Yeah.
just like, "Man,
I don't
this sucks."
know.
I don't know if it's gonna happen, you know,
Yeah.
but I think it's the appreciation, you know, like,
Yeah.
knowing yourself, like, you know, because
Hmm.
I mean, you're an entertainer, you know, you're it's
Hmm.
I think it's I mean, and this could be saved for another conversation, but Twitch is so much more than I think a lot of people realize,
Hmm.
like
I
being
agree.
on camera. And I mean, I know you, like you and I have talked about it many times, but there's a lot of people that are like, yeah, I'm just gonna go live and see what happens, and it's like you're interacting with the world right now. Like
Yeah.
you're anything that goes on around you, anything you say is live. Like
Hmm.
I don't know if you fully understand that. And anybody coming in could change the course of, your own stream history forever. So
Yeah.
it's wild, man. I don't know, but yeah,
Every person is an opportunity. Somebody came in today and he was like, "Hey, I love the stream, but you're so sexy. I want to pull my D out and put it in you." I said, "Hey, that's really strong and aggressive.
uh-huh, very aggressive.
Maybe not." And he said one other thing. I was like, "Boop, bop, brup, boop, boop, boop." By I timed him
Hey,
out, and then he stopped talking altogether. But I used to be afraid of like losing people, but you're not gonna treat me any type of way in my stream. And while I do have some toilet humor, dropping dicks in my ear and my face directly, and I don't even know
dry
you.
jacking it, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go for a little bit. So I don't know. All this stuff's really interesting, and as an entertainer, you don't want to I want you to laugh at me when I say it's okay, and then I want us to laugh together as a community at these things, and not always have me be the butt of your joke. And if you come in and I don't know you, and I'm instantly the butt of your joke or sexual, whatever, nah, that I'm not
Well, I
okay with
think
that.
it's that sense of control. Like this is live and this is, everything, but you're the host, I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, if you don't like the way somebody's acting, like see ya. So, I
Yeah.
mean, you have to have that sense of control over everything too. I mean, I get that way if somebody comes in and they're like, they don't say hi to me. They just, like on Metal Mondays, it'd be like, "Hey, dude, play this song," and I've never seen this person before.
Are you talking about
Um,
me? Because that certainly will come and be like, "Hey, play Kiss
no,
Me."
no, no,
Like,
no,
"Hey, Sperry." I mean,
no, 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 no. It's like
I
it's
do
like
come
a
in like that.
it's only demands,
Uh,
if somebody comes in and says, "Hey, like play this," or they don't even say hi, they just go,
yeah, yeah.
Metallica, Ride the Lightning or whatever. I'm like, "Hey, you're not even gonna take the time to like say hi to me? Like you're not even gonna like say anything at all other than like a song name? Like, no, I'm not gonna play that song
All
for
right.
you."
How
Like,
about let's do this? Let's save the next two conversations for maybe etiquette, and then the one
yeah,
for like entertainment. I think those are like topics within itself that we can discuss for a long time, because I want to talk about it more, and it's easy to like just I don't know sound off about those things super easy. But yeah, there's
for
a lot
sure,
of
yeah.
like poor
We're
etiquette
going
and
on tangents.
yeah, yeah.
I got
All
you,
right.
bro.
All right. How do we end this thing, Sperry? How do we say goodbye to everybody?
We're gonna we're gonna say this the same way we started off, dude. I don't remember what we are. I'm M West and I'm Sperry Berry Crunch, and we're gonna do a rap together. Some under the better today. Yeah,
It's been fun discussing,
it's
being
been
a
great.
dad, streaming goals, and just life in general. Appreciate you.
Mhm, mhm. I appreciate you, man. I'm glad we did this, dude.
All right.
I'm looking forward to more, bro. More conversations with my milk chocolate daddy. I'm West,
Well, I didn't stop. I didn't. I continued to record just in case you said
Oh
something
shit.
crazy.
No.
Yep. I let it roll. I knew you were gonna say something.
No.